Hey guys and happy new year! This is Tsiren speaking and welcome to my channel. I want to kick off this new year with a video tour of Hogsmeade that I built a while ago. This is actually the third build in my Harry Potter Mania series, and it also includes Hogwarts and Hagrid's hut so far. All three is uploaded to the gallery and the links to each is posted below, and you can of course search my origin ID, which is Tsiren Sims. Before I was start building, I was looking at pictures and maps of Hogsmeade, and I wanted it to look as much alike as I possibly could, but the lot wasn't big enough, so I had to rearrange the shops a little, and as you may see is that I have placed honeydukes and zonkos next to each other, but according to the map, they are actually quite far apart. But I did see pictures from theme parks where they have placed them together, so that is why I did what I did. So I hope you guys are ready because the first stop is the three broomsticks. This is actually an old and worn out bar owned by Madame Rusmerta. I wanted it to look like there are coming and going a lot of people, so I played empty and half full glasses with bugbears all over the place, and the bar I've stacked with a lot of bottles and barrels that contains whiskey and butterbeers, of course. And as you may see, I also added a mirror back wall behind the bar, which is described in the books. The upper floor I have made as a small gallery with a few seating tables, so this is a little more private area, and I also added a guest toilet so people can go to the bathroom there. And I also wanted Rosmerta to have a small apartment where she could live, and as you may see, I've added like an oven and a refrigerator. It contains just the most necessary what you need. It's not really that luxurious, but she can sleep and she can go to a different bathroom if she wants. The next up is the post office. This is a very small building which I only added a few birdhouses, and the branches between is supposed to be where the owls are sitting when they're not on duty, and the shelves behind was kind of like post boxes. That was actually the idea. The next shop that I want to show you guys is the bakery, and this is an absolutely nightmare for me because as you see, my shelves are decorated with all sorts of delicious debug items, and it wasn't until recently that I discovered that when you guys upload it, you will have a whole lot of nothing in your shelves. And I'm really sorry, I didn't know that, but this is how it was intended to look like. So I didn't cheat with the interior. I spent so much time to make it look like a nice bakery. And as you may see, there is no tables and chairs here because the upper floor I just used as a huge kitchen, added a few debug items that will disappear for you guys, and a cupcake factory. So this is kind of bakery where you get your shit and get out. I guess you eat outside or at home. And the next place is Dervish and Banks. I didn't know what kind of shop this was, but I did Google it, and there is a place where you sell magical instruments and where you also repair them, including sneakoscopes. So the colorful egg-shaped things in the back is actually sneakoscopes. They are items that glows when there are danger in the world, and I also added a workshop and with some broken items where you can fix. I don't know how that works. Next shop I want to show you is the bookshop, and this was actually quite hard to fit in because we didn't have that many Harry Potter lookalike books, so I had to just add some shelves and add some random books that I could find and make it look like a regular shop, I guess. And the same thing goes for the upper floor. There is more shelves and more books, and here is also actually a collection of children's books, I think, to make some variety in your stock. So this is the famous Zonkos, guys. This is the toy shop where you can buy all sorts of toys and fun trickster items. I wanted it to look like the shelves were overfilled with all different kind of items, so I pretty much used everything I could find. And also you may notice that I have used some items from the spooky pack. This is not uploaded to the gallery because I didn't own the pack when I was building this, so you can always add them afterwards if you own the pack. And it's also quite amazing without it because I didn't leave any shelves or anything without items. And I also have almost an entire wall decorated with firecrackers because I remember the Weasley brothers that they had a thing for sparkling and exploding things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this shop because it took some time to make, but I did have really fun making it. This is a Honeydukes, and this is the candle shop everyone talks about at Hogwarts. And yet again, I have used debug items that will disappear when you upload this from the gallery, and I am sorry that the shelves are empty, but this is how it's supposed to be. You can add the items that you feel is necessary. And as you see that these baking decoration bags that I used is filled with everything, stones, fruits. It's supposed to look like candy that you just scoop into a bag, put them on a scale and pay as you go. That was the idea at least. And I think some of them will actually be empty. I don't know quite which one. And the same thing is for the upper floor, more decoration bags filled with stones. I guess there's only a Hogsmeade where stones can be eatable. And yeah, also I added some pumpkins later on. These shelves will be filled with something else. I just don't remember what it was exactly. And the basement, this was really fun to make because I had spent so many hours of placing items neatly. So this is just a room where I can throw anything I wanted inside. And I also added the secret passageway where Harry climbs through to actually get to Hogsmeade from Hogwarts when he wasn't allowed to go. So this is the rope shop, and it was quite difficult to make because we didn't have much items that actually look like ropes. So I filled them with regular clothing and some towels that was intended to look like fabrics. And I also placed mannequins with long dresses. And the mannequin on this table is actually supposed to be the podium where you can try out the outfit as they do in the first book in Diagon Alley. Shriven Shaft is a shop I thought was selling broomstick and broomsticks equipment, but when I googled it I found out that they were selling quilts and stuff. It only contains about 4 different items, but I did my best with the limited resources I had at the time. And the next shop is the Spice Bazaar. I had so much fun decorating this shop, and I placed herbs, flowers and different plants into bags and barrels. And I do also have some actually spice here and coffee beans obviously. And some fertilizer. Don't read the labels, just buy it. That's what I would say. And the flowers behind this counter, I don't know if they're poisoned, but the idea was that they needed to be in some sort of contained area. The upper floor is filled with a whole bunch of jars containing different kind of ingredients. This shop doesn't exist in Hogsmeade, I think, but I thought it would be fun to have a candle shop here, and I placed a workbench behind the counter where I imagined that whoever owned the shop would make all the candles. And the candle you see in this shop can be found throughout Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. The Muggle Shop was the most difficult one because I had no idea what sort of items to place, but I used a whole bunch of items that needs electricity, and I also placed picture that doesn't move. This shop is Madame Pattyfoot's tea shop, and when you download this from the gallery, you will yet again have a lot of empty shelves because I used a lot of debug items to decorate the shelves as the same in the previous bakery, and here you can see how it was intended to look like, but you have to fill the shelves with anything you feel is necessary, guys. And yeah, I'm so sorry, I really didn't know, but it took me about 4 hours to decorate this floor, so it was really frustrating for me when I found out that it wasn't transferred. But I also wanted that Madame Pattyfoot would have her own apartment, so the upper floor I made a tiny apartment for her, which is also in a lot of pink. And I really love those doors. I think they were so funny, and I found it quite suitable for her personality. And you also have a small bathroom and a tiny bedroom where she can sleep. This shop is not on the map either, but I had some extra space I wanted to cover with something, so I decided to make a music shop because I have never done that before. I know for a fact that there are a music shop in either Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley, I just don't know which one. So here at the bottom floor I just placed a lot of pianos and guitars and violins, and pretty much the same in the upper floor. The neighbor shop is the potion shop, and it was really easy to decorate because we had a lot of items that contains potion, and I also added some books with recipes. That's the idea at least. And also the upper floor contains some jars with a lot of different ingredients and more potions. And I wanted to have a basement where I had workbenches for him or her to mix all this potion, and as you may see there have happened some explosion, that's why there is a mask there. This is Hogshead. This is the second bar in Hogsmeade, and it's owned by Dumbledore. It's rather old and dirty, and no one really comes here anymore. And I also remember from the books that are some kind of a secret passageway from Hogwarts. So I added a secret door behind the bar and kind of covered it up with a picture, which I think is supposed to be of his sister, Ariana. The upper floor is a small apartment where I imagine Dumbledore would live, and it contains only the most necessary. It's rather old and dirty as well, but it's fully functional if you like to live this kind of way. You will also find Hogsmeade Station here. I'm not sure if this actually is mentioned in the books, but I know that the theme parks have a station, so that's why I wanted one as well. And it contains a counter or some sort of ticket booth where you can buy tickets, of course. And it also have a few seating areas and a public bathroom. And of course we need the Shrieking Shack. This is the house where Professor Lupin can transform himself into a werewolf. And as you see, this hasn't been used in a while. There's a lot of spider webs and stuff, but it does have a lot of scratches and are quite dirty. And I want this to be like a kind of like a regular house, so I have a small kitchen area, some seating tables, and also the upper floor have a small seating areas covered with spider webs, and a oddly shaped bathroom and 2 bedrooms. So this is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video please give me a thumbs up or comment below, and I'll catch you guys later.